Shalom Akim, Shalom, Lahab Aquarium, Shah Yasha Allah. This is your brother Zakaria Allah, branched down here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Come with another lesson through the Spirit, Lord willing this be edifying to the Lord's elect. Before I get started with this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to our power. Call Allah Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Wakaha Kudash. Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. I want to say double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, of whom I've grown in this truth under. Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, and that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Akwath that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith, and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes that scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth, you Israelite foreigners out there who live among the heathen and who look like those heathen nations. But your lineage goes back to the progenitors of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel through the line of your fathers. I want to say peace and blessings to you all, Barakatham. All right, and this is why we put up curses. You know what I'm saying? To those who come against this truth, for those who come against the gospel. All right, for those who would seek to make merchandise of the Lord's elect. All right, for those who would seek to dismay. All right, and to confuse the Lord's sheep. All right, we send up curses, man. All right, we send up curses. Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Shalak Rayam, Al Ayabnawa, Baba Kasha, Wa Kal Adawamyam, Wa Gawayam, Bahashem Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, the water to Wab Thamyad Aman. Right, we put up curses against our enemies, man. See what I'm saying? And we're seeing some serious agent work in the background, you know what I'm saying, in these last days. Salaki, let me put these off. All right. And so here we are. Okay, in these final moments of Esau's kingdom. And the characters who've been playing in the background, you know what I'm saying, placating as if they were sincere about this word, you know what I'm saying? All right. The Lord is exposing a lot of things in these last days, man. Let's hit the book of Psalms real quick. All right, let's go to Psalms chapter 17. And this is going to be real impromptu. You know what I'm saying? I don't have any lessons lined up. Oh, slack. I don't have any precepts lined up. So we're just going to roll in the spirit, man. You know what I'm saying? And Lord willing, this doesn't become too much of a rant. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm going to just let the spirit do what it do, man. This is Psalms chapter 17. Start at verse 9. It says, from the wicked that oppress me, from my deadly enemies who compass me about, they are enclosed in their own fat. With their mouth they speak proudly. They have now compassed us in our steps. They have set their eyes, bowing down to the earth, like as a lion that is greedy of its prey, and as it were a young lion lurking in secret places. Lurking in secret places. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. And this is that same cunning hunter. All right, so the gentleman that you see in the middle, you already know who the guys are on the left and on the right. All right. Talking a little bit about this guy in the middle. His name, he goes by the name of Vocab Malone. All right. A so-called street apologist. In actual fact, his real name is John Reeser. All right, John Mark Reeser. We like to call him Agent Riser. All right. This man is a kite. He's an Amalekite. You see what I'm saying? He's a so-called JOO. Right? And of his own mouth, all right, he made it clear that he was set up to be a stumbling block in this ministry of ours. All right, he was set up by powers of high principalities, shall we say? All right. He said he was hired by the Jesuits, and he's also an agent for the FBI. All right. So that's just a bit of a backstory for this guy, because everywhere you see him, he's always going against camps. He's coming up to different camps, you know what I'm saying, in Americas, in Europe. You see what I'm saying? He has major funding. He has backing behind him. All right. And so as I was listening to the elder Mayaka Allah out of California, you know what I'm saying? The name of the lesson was I believe the name of the lesson was "A Picture is Worth 1,000 Words," and indeed it is. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said a couple videos ago, you know what I'm saying, these two jokers, all right, of the camp known as Genesis, they sold out. All right, they're sold out. And when the doctrine was massively changed, and all of a sudden your boy Priest Hakah, all right, and Brother Hassad out of nowhere started talking about salvation is for non-Israelites. You know what I'm saying? Brothers jumped on that, beginning with our apostle Tahar. You know what I'm saying? We all jumped on it, and we said, hey man, these jokers done sold out, man. They sold out, they're bugged out, you know what I'm saying? All right. My question is the money worth it? You see what I'm saying? Is the money worth it, man? Here we are, we're at the end of this thing, you know what I'm saying? Everything is coming into place. All right. Military is being dispatched in Charlotte, North Carolina, you know what I'm saying? Then to Nashville. Okay. These devils are on the move. The dragon is coming down with great wrath. The economy is about to implode upon itself. All right. And instead of warning the sheep, instead of feeding the flock and sounding the alarm to let the children of Israel know that the enemy is on your doorstep, what you're concerned about at this last moment is whether or not heathens can be given salvation. Those of you who know what salvation is according to the scriptures, you understand clearly that has nothing to do with these other nations. Nothing to do with it. And these two know that. So why the sudden shift? Why the 180? The 180 pull at the last moment? You see? Were they agents from the very beginning? Because we said clearly, you know what I'm saying, that there were agents inside Sakari. You know what I'm saying? But we also warned you that these jokers are hirelings, and they are not going to feed the sheep, and they're not going to be around to defend the sheep. You know what I'm saying? To give them the way, all right, that leads to salvation, to show them the way that that can, keep them safe. Right? So after Alazar got ousted for what he did, you know what I'm saying, after he got exposed, what did he do? He left. All right, he left the whole Hebrew Israelite thing. You know what I'm saying, that he called it. You know what I'm saying? And he just left the sheep hanging. Right? He left the congregation hanging. And so look at Sakari. Sakari is no more. All right? No more. Hakah and Hassad, they left. All right? Last year. And now that it's becoming apparent through the Spirit that they done sold out. Okay? What is so-called priest Hakah talking about? Let's check this out real quick. This is what he's saying. He's saying, after hearing black Hebrew Israelites, this is how you know that they sold out. All right? Because that is a buzzword that the enemy uses, all right, to accuse the ministry. You see what I'm saying? After hearing black Hebrew Israelites say you can eat meat sacrificed to Satan because Paul said so, it's hard for me to continue to be a part of this community. Lord be with y'all. Okay, so what is he doing? All right, he's got his leg out the door, man. He's about to leave the sheep defenseless. We coming into Jacob's trouble. We are in Jacob's trouble, man. We are about to enter the thick of it. And these people are focusing on whether or not the heathen can get something that is not theirs. You see? We're jumping into Jacob's trouble, and all of their congregation, all right? And I'm talking about all the camps at this point, outside of GMS and the affiliates. I'm talking about all the other camps. IUIC, ISUPK, GOCC, HOI, BOW, WFI, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about all these other camps, all right, that continue to play games. We are in Jacob's trouble. We are going into the thickest point of this prophecy. And your people are being led astray. You're not teaching them correct doctrine. You're not warning them about this MOTB written of in Revelation 13 and 16. You're not preparing them. You're not telling them to repent. You're telling them to keep the laws and not teaching them Yahweh Shai. You're not teaching them the correct names and emphasizing the importance of those names. So many things that you're not getting correct with regards to salvation. All right? We, beginning with our apostles, bishops, and elders on down, we have the 100% truth. And that's in regards to salvation, not gimmicks, not things that make people feel good, but everything that pertains to salvation. And it is not for everyone. It is not for everyone. It is only for the children of Israel, and it's not even for all the children of Israel. It is for the elect of the children of Israel. That's the point. That's what the prophets are out here to warn. Let's get this in the book of Joel. This is Joel chapter 2 and verse 1. It reads, "Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains. A great people and a strong, there has not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. Let's go to Matthew chapter 24. All right. Notice you're hearing nothing but warnings of doom and destruction and gloom. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 21. It says, "For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened." And we can see the days are moving super fast these days. We can tell that the days are moving very, very fast. There's a reason for that. We are coming into the deadliest times that you've ever seen. All right. No man on the face of the planet in history has ever seen the destruction that's about to befall the world. This is that generation. You see what I'm saying? Let's get this here. This is Ezekiel. Ezekiel chapter 13 and verse 4. Let's hit verse 3. Ezekiel chapter 13, verse 3, it says, "Thus saith the Lord power, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. Woe unto the foolish prophets that follow their own spirit and have seen nothing." Let's go back to that image. Woe unto the foolish prophets that follow their own spirit and have seen nothing. O Israel, thy prophets are like foxes in the deserts. You see what I'm saying? When you're so busy selling breakdowns. These jokers had a whole thing going on called Hebrew University, Hebrew Israelite University, or what have you. All right, where they were selling breakdowns. They had these people spending money for these breakdowns. The Lord said, freely you've received and freely give. You see what I'm saying? We received this truth freely. We're not supposed to turn around and sell it. Right? The Lord said to come and buy without price. O Israel, thy prophets are like foxes in the deserts. And after all that money that y'all raked in from selling these breakdowns, here we are at the end of this thing. And you're turning around and you're saying you don't even believe in it. You're turning around, you're saying you don't believe in all that talk. All right. Salvation's for everybody. So you made these people pay for something that you inevitably reneged on. That you were never sound in this faith. You were never rooted. Now you done left Israel out to dry. You see what I'm saying? You men, women, and children are the hopeful elect, man. You're going to have to make a distinction. You're going to have to make a distinction fast. Because while these charlatans are out here leaving Israel defenseless, the true prophets are still preaching. the true prophets are still speaking the 100% truth. The true prophets are still breaking down these scriptures, all right, in full capacity, taking no breaks. Again, Ezekiel 13:4, O Israel, thy prophets are like foxes in the deserts. Ye have not gone up into the gaps, neither made up the hedge for the house of Israel to stand in the battle in the day of the Lord. You see what I'm saying? You ain't set the people up. You ain't set the children of Israel up for victory, man. You're not putting them in a position to fight. So the Lord's got something coming for y'all, man. The Lord's got something coming for y'all. All right. When Elder Karatazar out of Vegas was addressing this false doctrine of theirs, okay, that they're pushing now, guess who showed up in his comment section? All right. Guess who showed up? None other than Vocab Malone. You see what I'm saying? AKA Agent Reiser. Mr. John Mark Reiser himself. He says it's a new day, fellas. It's a new day. A new day. And that was very cryptic speak coming from this man. And then, lo and behold, this is what happened. This is a thumbnail on his channel. And it says at the bottom, mission accomplished. He puts a question mark there, but we know what it's talking about. Mission accomplished. These two sold out. And he now has them under his control. You see what I'm saying? Are you understanding just how deep this fight is? You better understand that you're at war. You see what I'm saying? You are at war. And our enemies are looking to devour you. Ezekiel 13:6, they have seen vanity and lying divinations, saying, the Lord saith, and the Lord hath not sent them. And they have made others to hope that they would confirm the word. You see? And they had you stuck. You know what I'm saying? Many of these jokers that followed them, okay, and followed their pernicious ways, all right? Now they're stuck. And they don't know where to go now. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do because their leader just turned away from the doctrine. The very doctrine that they was teaching for all these years. They can't turn to Alazar. Alazar's already been out. You see what I'm saying? He's out there doing his own thing, man. Going on podcasts and shit like that. You see what I'm saying? He ain't even touching this ministry no more, man. They left y'all out to dry, man. Let's go here. Let's go to Salakia. Let's go to 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 1. It reads, but there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privily shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Lord that bought them. You see what I'm saying? When you deny Paul's writings, you're denying the Lord. All right, you're denying the Lord who sent Apostle Paul. When you're saying that the Bible is not the word of God, but the word of God is contained in the Bible, all right, you're denying Yahushua, because Yahushua said he comes in the volume of the book. You see what I'm saying? Who privily shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Lord that bought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction. And swift destruction is coming to these niggas, man. I hope the money was worth it. I truly do. I hope that money was worth it, because I can tell you right now, it ain't. It ain't. It ain't worth it. It is not worth what the Lord is about to do to you. It is not worth what the Lord is about to do to you. 2 Peter 2:2, it says, and many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. You see what I'm saying? Check this out. And listen, man, Peter was on in 100%. Verse 3, it says, and through covetousness shall they with vain words make merchandise of you. They made merchandise of you. They were selling breakdowns. They were selling prayers. They were selling Hebrew names. You see what I'm saying? They made merchandise of you, whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not, and their damnation slumbereth not. You see? So we're coming into these times, man, and so many of these jakes out here, man, are going to be devoured, and their blood is going to be on the hands of these false prophets, man. And it's not just these characters. You see what I'm saying? And we're seeing a trend. We see a trend, man. All right? When the doctrine starts to shift, you see what I'm saying? When all of a sudden heathens can be saved and whatnot, we've seen it before. All right? Look at one body. Formerly one body in Yahushua. What was the first clue? They took out the name Yahushua. Now it's just one body. What happened after that? All of a sudden, all heathens can be saved. All the so-called non-Israelites can be saved. Okay? What was the next step? You saw Bishop Jethro, or Bishop Jephthah, all right, speaking with Vocab Malone, agreeing with Vocab Malone. That's how you know that the mission was accomplished. They're gathering all these people unto themselves. Okay? And we see it over and over and over. So these two are just the latest. And get ready, because they're about to use these characters, all right, to put blame upon the ministry. They're about to use these jokers to put to put a stain on the Lord's word, man. You see? They're gonna use them all. Alazar, all right, Deacon Hakar, Bishop Jephthah, you know what I'm saying? Who else? Look at Bishop Nathaniel. All right, he can't stop calling us so-called black Hebrew Israelites. He can't stop calling us bums and whatnot. You see what I'm saying? He can't stop. Why? Because that's the buzzword that he's told to do, that he's told to say. Use the buzzwords. It's the same thing over and over. Let's This is Luke chapter 16 and verse 8. It says, "And the Lord commended the unjust steward because he had done wisely. For the children of this world are in their generation wiser than the children of light." You know what I'm saying? And these devils are moving craftily, cunningly, all right, subtly, and they're moving fast. You see, we're about to be put in the most difficult position, and we're gonna have to fight for our salvation, man. We're gonna have to fight for our salvation, and that's another thing. You know what I'm saying? Elder Yashawamba went into this earlier. You know what I'm saying? These people are just tossing around the word salvation. You know what I'm saying? Like a box of candy, and nobody is explaining what salvation actually means. You know what I'm saying? And why it entails a contract or a covenant that was made with a particular people, not with everybody, but with a particular group of people. And not everyone is privy to that. Right? Let's go back to Joel. All right, Joel chapter. Joel chapter 2 again, and let's hit verse 27. All right, Joel 2 and 27. It says, "And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your power, and none else, and none else. And my people shall never be ashamed." Who is the Lord's people? Who is his people? You see? Now, if you ask Deacon Hakar or Priest Hakar now, if you ask him that, he'll probably tell you, all right, everyone is his people. You know what I'm saying? Everyone is his people. The scriptures tell you what is the lot of the Lord's inheritance. All right? You read that in the book of Deuteronomy, the 32nd chapter. Right? Verse 9. You can read that in Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 19. You see? All throughout. Let's go here. Let's go to 2nd Esdras. So let's do this. All right, Joel chapter 5 and verse 20, not Joel, Salak, it's 2nd Esdras, excuse me. Please excuse me, Hakim. It's been a long day. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 5. All right, let's go to verse 23. And it reads, "And said, O Lord, that beareth rule of every wood of the earth, and of all the trees thereof, thou hast chosen thee only one vine." All right, of all the trees, thou hast chosen thee one vine, and of all lands of the whole earth, thou hast chosen thee one pit, and of all the flowers thereof, one lily, and of all the depths of the sea, thou hast filled thee one river, and of all builded cities, thou hast hallowed Zion unto thyself, and of all the fowls that are created thou hast named thee one dove. So out of all the fowls in the earth, all right, that fly, he named thee one dove. And of all the cattle that are made, thou hast provided thee one sheep. And among all the multitude of peoples, this is the point, and among all the multitudes of people, thou hast gotten thee one people. And unto this people, whom thou lovest, thou gavest a law that is approved of all. And with that law, all right, and with that law comes, all right, comes a covenant. You see? With that law is a covenant. And with that covenant are certain promises. You see? Priest Hakad knows this. Let's get this here real quick. All right, this is Hebrews. Hebrews chapter 6. And let me see. Hebrews chapter 6 and verse. Let's hit verse 11. All right, let's start at verse 10. Hebrews chapter 6 and verse 10. Let's read on down. It reads, "For the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which ye have showed toward his name." All right, and how do you love the Lord? You love the Lord, all right, by performing his commandments to the best of your ability. You see what I'm saying? Keep his commandments to the best of your ability. We're not going to get it right on this side 100%. That's why we need Yahweh Shai. That's why we need those new bodies. That's why we need this promise to be perfected. You see what I'm saying? That is why we need a better covenant, a better promise. All right, which ye have showed toward his name, and that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister. And that is our office. All right, we of the hopeful elect, okay, who preach this word. You see what I'm saying? The prophets. That's our lot, to minister to the saints. You see what I'm saying? To the hopeful elect. Verse 11, it says, "And we desire that every one of you do show the same diligence to the full assurance of hope unto the end." And this is allotted to all of you, you fellow believers who truly believe in this gospel, the true, correct gospel, the 100% gospel. You see what I'm saying? This is allotted to you to show the same diligence in your own walk, to the full assurance of hope unto the end. And we're going to have to put our best foot forward to endure unto the bitter end. You understand? So that we can accomplish our mission. Right? Verse 12. It says that ye be not slothful, but followers of them who through faith and patience inherit the promises. All right. And these are the great promises that we are working and striving to achieve. It says, "For when the Most High made promise to Abraham, because he could swear by no greater, he swore by himself." You see what I'm saying? Let's go to chapter 8. As a matter of fact, let me just get it here. All right, bear with me, Akim. Okay. All right, this is Hebrews chapter 8 and verse 6. It reads, "But now hath he obtained a more excellent ministry, by how much also he is the mediator of a better covenant, a better covenant which was established upon better promises. Priest Hakad knows this. You see what I'm saying? They all know this. Verse 7. For if that first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second. For finding fault with them, he saith, Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. You see, with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. It doesn't say anybody else. It doesn't say anybody else. In Amos chapter 3, it said what? It said, You only have I known out of all the families of the earth, therefore I will punish you. Therefore I will punish you for your iniquities. You see what I'm saying? He didn't include anybody else. We sure shit got all those punishments. We got all these curses. They stick to us like glue. We are suffering. We know what pain is. We know what it is to suffer. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians, you know this. You know this. They have not dealt that. These other heathen were not dealt that card. These other heathen, all these other nations have not endured what you've endured, because this promise is not meant for them. This covenant is not promised to them. It's promised to you. You see what I'm saying? I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High, the children of Israel. Yah Shah Allah. You see what I'm saying? Yah meaning he, Shah meaning prince, Allah meaning power. He is the prince of the power. That's what we are, the princes of the power. And with that comes a great responsibility, right? With great power comes great responsibility. So before we can get that power, we have to go through what? Taking accountability for our actions. That was what the curses was for. You see what I'm saying? And now that we have our mediator through Yahweh Shai to come back to the Lord, a new covenant will be established. And that new covenant is not going to be with anybody else. It's only going to be with the same ones that got the Lord's belt. The same children that received the Lord's whooping stick. These other nations didn't deal with the Lord's whooping stick. Oh no. And you all know that to be true. Let's go ahead to Daniel. I'm going to close this out soon, man. I think I'm going a little too long. Let's go to Daniel. All right, Daniel chapter 9. Let's hit verse 11. And it reads, let's start at verse 10. Salakia, verse 9. Daniel chapter 9 and verse 9, it says, To the Lord our power, Yahweh our power, belongs mercies and forgiveness, though we have rebelled against him. Neither have we obeyed the voice of the Lord Yahweh our power, to walk in his laws, which he set before us by his servants the prophets. You see? It all comes right back around to the Lord's messengers to lead the way, and these false prophets have not done that. Verse 11. Yeah, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us, not them. Not these Edomites, not these Moabites, not these Elamites, not these Ammonites, not these Ishmaelites, not these Japhites. You see what I'm saying? Or any other of the 18 nations. You see? The curse is poured upon us. And the oath is going into a vow. A vow is going into a covenant. A covenant is going into a contract. And that contract was not made with any other nation. And the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of the Most High, because we have sinned against him. And he hath confirmed his words. He has confirmed his words, which he spake against us and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven hath not been done as hath been done upon Jerusalem. No other nation can say they've gone through what you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians have gone through. Keep it a buck. That's why what these two jokers and all these sellouts is doing is so egregious. And that's why the punishment is going to be so severe for these jokers, man. That's why. There's so many precepts I can get, man. But I'm gonna just have to cut that there. You know what I'm saying? I'll be here another 20, 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Maybe even another hour, man. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna just cut that there. I pray this lesson was edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. This has been your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Let me show you this real quick. All right, after he said that fuck shit, check this out at the bottom. He said, "You weak in the faith, dog." Shaking my head. You weak in the faith. You weak in the faith, man. You see what I'm saying? You was never rooted. All right, you were never grounded. And those of the elect who are following these charlatans, who are following these false prophets, they're gonna see it. And they're gonna make that distinction. They're going to discern for themselves through the Spirit who's really teaching the truth. All right, this brother says they are right. Who's they? He's talking about GMS. He's talking about GMS and the men of the likewise doctrine, the affiliates. We are right. If you don't believe in their idol and you are eating with the intent to fill your hunger, then eat. You see what I'm saying? If it be lawful. If it be lawful. This is why it's so important to know the scriptures before you deal with Paul's writings. You see? But this brother gets it. Make sure you pray and thank the Most High for the creation of the meal and enjoy it. If you have a brother who is feeling uncomfortable with the food because his faith is not strong, don't eat, because you would not want your brother to stumble. What is he going into? He's going into the exact same thing of what Elder Yashawamba just went into. You see what I'm saying? Which means what? Which means that they are also listening to the men of GMS and the men of the likewise doctrine. They're getting fed. They're getting nourished. You see what I'm saying? The Lord said he would send you pastors according to his heart. You see? So make the distinction now before it's too late. Before it's too late. I'm going to cut that there. All right. Again, this has been your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. In closing, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Chakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, of whom I've grown in this truth under. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. I hope it was worth it. I hope that money was worth it, dog. Because the Lord's about to get your ass. He's about to come for you. You and you and you and you. All you niggas, man. Shalom.